Victon's journey has been full of twists and turns, something that you couldn't guess just by looking at them. Despite their popularity and success, the group faced numerous challenges and close calls with disbandment before the public took notice of them. So let's dive into the sad story of Victon. In August 2016, Plan A Entertainment, formerly known as A-Cube Entertainment, revealed the details of their upcoming group's debut, initially called Plan A Boys. The group officially debuted as Victon on November 9th, releasing their mini-album Voice to the World with the tracks I'm Fine and What Time Is It Now. Their debut album sold nearly 17,000 copies, which was a great achievement at that time, especially for a rookie boy group from a small company. They achieved their highest sales with their second mini-album Ready, which sold 28,000 copies, so it seemed like the group was heading in the right direction. Their music was doing well with the public, and the members were very much involved in every aspect of the release. Chan and Seungwoo helped to create the choreography for Eyes and Blank, while Hansei wrote all of his raps in the album. However, after that, their sales saw an unfortunate decline, with From Victon selling only 11,000 copies in the first month and 16,000 copies in general. Sadly, it seemed like the group's bad luck began. After a long break, the group made a comeback with Time of Sorrow, but it sold fewer than 20,000 copies. While it did better than From Victon, the overall sales were still decreasing. Additionally, Time of Sorrow was their only release in 2018, a significant drop in activity compared to the 3 mini-albums they released the year before. Although fans remained optimistic about the group's future, seeing this as only a bump in the road, the members themselves were uncertain if there was any future at all. They had even thought of disbanding, with member Heochan saying that he wanted to give up altogether. He said, "It was so hard that I wanted to run away, but I couldn't because of the members, my family, the fans. I just couldn't. I was just waiting and waiting for us to have a comeback. It was so hard waiting during that period." As a last resort to gain the group even a bit of popularity, Heochan and Seungwoo decided to take part in Mnet's survival show Produce X 101 in 2019, and this proved to be the best decision for the team. Heochan had to leave the show not long after, as the pain from his chronic Achilles tendonitis worsened over time, making it unbearable to continue. However, Seungwoo quickly gained popularity among the trainees, becoming the preferred choice for many teams. Viewers also favored him as the main vocalist and saw him as the ideal candidate for the group's leader. By episode 6, his exceptional talent had shot him 17 ranks higher. Even Soobin, who wasn't a part of the competition, got a lot of attention just for being in Victon. Seungwoo snagged the 3rd position in the finale of the show, making it possible for him to debut in X1. The fans and the members couldn't be happier for him, but this meant that Victon would have to continue promoting without him until X1 wrapped up activities. While not having Seungwoo there was a loss for everyone, the members had gotten what they wanted: exposure from the show and turning them from a Nugu group to a mid-tier one. In November 2019, Victon returned as a 6-member group with their 5th mini-album Nostalgia, and this release surpassed all their previous works in terms of success. They sold 74,000 copies, made the group a top 3 trending search on Korean music sites like Melon, and earned them their very first music show win, which was quite an emotional moment. Getting their first win 3 years after debuting proved to be an emotional moment for the members, who all burst into tears on stage, clearly overwhelmed by this achievement. They had been content with even being nominees, so they couldn't contain their happiness when they were given the first place trophy. No matter how emotional the moment was though, in addition to it being Heochan's birthday and the 1000th day with their fans, they still managed to give a shout out to Seungwoo, who would be promoting with another group for a while. The win had them trending on Twitter as well, and from then on, things only got better. They kept selling more albums, went on an Asian concert tour performing in Thailand, the Philippines, Japan, and Taiwan. The tour culminated with 2 sold-out encore concerts at Seoul's Olympic Hall, marking their first solo concert experience. Ever since then, the group followed a fairly normal path: moderately successful releases, OSTs, music show wins, enlistment, solo debuts, and projects. Everything took a turn for the worse though when in September 2022, IST Entertainment, Plan A's parent company, would announce that the group would continue promoting with only 5 members, as Heochan had been caught driving under the influence. The label informed fans that his license was taken away after the police concluded their investigation, and said that Heochan was feeling remorseful for doing something he shouldn't have. The company also talked about how he had made the decision to take a break from group and individual activities. Heochan talked about the incident himself, posting an apology on his Instagram account and writing, "I will bear in mind all the accusations and rebukes for this irreversible behavior and live with deep reflection to become a person who is not ashamed of himself in the future." Fans were not only sad, but they were also disappointed that Heochan had decided to get behind the wheel even when he was intoxicated, knowing that he could injure or harm someone. His apology also wasn't received well by others. To his audience, it seemed like he was suggesting he should have been more careful just because he's both a public figure and a a part of a team, not because his actions could have tragic consequences. It's normal for idols to release vague apologies, especially for something as serious as driving under the influence, but his statement felt more like he was feeling more upset about how this affects him and the group, rather than feeling genuinely apologetic over his actions. A month later, IST Entertainment announced that the company and the members had made a mutual decision and that Heochan would be leaving the group altogether. According to their statement, Heochan was aware of the severity of his actions and decided that he didn't want to cause any more troubles to the team. As sad as the announcement was, everyone agreed that it was the best thing to do for Heochan in the group. One commenter wrote, "As sad as it is, at least he's taking responsibility and paying for his actions." However, the members and the management didn't let this incident get them down, as just a few days later, they released the prologue video for their 8th mini-album, Choice. Thankfully, the departure of one of the members didn't affect their popularity or sales in the slightest. In fact, it seemed to have helped them in some way. Honto's data showed that Choice sold over 33,000 copies on its release day in November, making it their highest first-day sales. By the end of the first week, Choice ended up selling a total of 100,000 copies. This new record surpassed their previous best first-week sales of about 93,000 units set by their album Chaos. Unfortunately for everyone though, this would be their last album as a full group. The year of 2023 started with Sungu getting discharged from military service, while Sungshik and Sejun enlisted. Even then, fans didn't hold out any hopes that the members would get together and release music, but they still dreamed of one. Then, in April of the same year, rumors started floating around that the members were thinking of leaving IST Entertainment and going their separate ways. The same sentiment was echoed by the media later on, but the company responded to it by saying that they would have to confirm all the details before releasing a definite statement on the matter. In other words, some members were definitely leaving, and the company was only prolonging the process of telling the public about it. As expected, IST Entertainment announced the next day that Hanse, Byungchan, and Soobin would be departing. Meanwhile, Sungu, Sungshik, and Sejun would continue with the company since they still had time remaining on their contracts, which were extended due to their military enlistments. The company stated that the 3 remaining Victon members would focus on their solo schedules, including musical roles and military service, and would receive full support by the company. However, it was unclear whether the group would be disbanding or not. The members have said that the group wasn't over, but the company hasn't confirmed anything so far. All of this seems like a strategy on the agency's part, designing to maintain fan interest even when the group is inactive. This doesn't rule out a future comeback though, as many groups continue to work together even when they aren't under the same label. However, since the members are focusing on individual projects, a reunion doesn't seem likely to happen, at least not anytime soon. There might be an occasional anniversary single, but without a common label or even a new arrangement, Choice is probably going to be the group's final comeback. If it makes you feel better though, the group members are all doing their own things though. Sungwoo made a comeback in June of that same year and even got his first win as a soloist. He also had an Asian tour and is planning to release a single album in June of this year. Hanse signed with the Dial Music and released a single in March of this year. Soobin is going to continue his career as an actor under the management of Echo Global Group, while Byungchan signed a contract with New Way Company. The members obviously still miss each other, but their schedules most likely aren't making it easy for them to get together, let alone release music together as a group. While we're hopeful for a reunion, the main priority is that the members are happy and satisfied with what they're currently doing.